Hello, Pisces and Pisces cross watchers. My name is Alex, and I'm here again to bring you guys messages from the universe. Hey, Scorpio, are you dealing with the Pisces? Well, let's see what's going on between the two of you. Ooh, somebody's not talking or holding on to something. Oh, what are they holding on to? Ace of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. Ooh. Page of Swords. Yeah, so Queen of Pentacles. Sweet. Judgment. Ten of Wands. Okay. My tape is bubbling up. The tape that I have to block out the butt cracks with. Okay, so Four of Pentacles sometimes is holding a grudge, holding on to something, being closed-minded, possessive, right? But the Four of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Two of Wands, Four of Wands, a lot of wands. Three of Pentacles, nice. Page of Pentacles, sweet. Oh, okay. All right. Pisces, you could be crushing on somebody at work, but I feel like you are nervous or afraid to take action. Ooh, Devil. Psh, Emperor. Ooh, Devil next to the Emperor. Oh, you're going to have to take control of your fears. Let's see. Ooh, Page of Cups. See what I'm saying? That's you, Pisces. Eight of Cups. Okay, King of Wands. I'm sorry, Pisces, but the universe is saying, giddy up, right? I don't know if you're assertive, aggressive, or more passive, laid back. But it's almost like if you want something to work out in your favor, you might have to be a little bit more assertive, which is who the King of Wands is. I do feel like absolutely yes, there is someone who you are highly attracted to at work. Randomly, I'm hearing this person may have Capricorn in their moon position or rising. I don't freaking know. I don't even know how you would know. Oh, I need another card here. From here. Oh, so I got to move them over like that. That's how I pulled them out. Okay, there we go. Yeah, look at that. I feel like confidence. That's what it is. Yeah. This is you, Pisces. This is your cross watcher. It could be reversed. Okay. If this is you, Pisces, then the person over here is stuck. That's what they're stuck, but they don't want to be stuck. They're trying to figure out how to approach a situation, person at work. There are definitely feelings that have developed or are developing. I feel like the person over here is divorced or separated. And I feel like there is a high, high level of attraction for someone. I feel like Pisces, you are getting messages from the universe that you need to speak up. You need to go ahead and make that offer. For some of you, you feel very much intimidated by this person. You do. If you are crushing on a Pisces and a Pisces to an extent is not giving you the time of day, it's probably because you're coming in very logical and you need to come in a lot more flowery and emotional, right? We have the Queen of Cups in the outcome position. So we go from the Page of Cups to the Queen of Cups, okay? Which kind of says to me that your softer side, your divine feminine side, regardless of gender, needs to come out more to attract Pisces, because right now Pisces, to an extent, could be a little closed off. They could be a little closed off because of a work situation. They could be closed off because they just got divorced 4 months ago, or had a spouse move out 4 months ago. I don't think it's 4 months. I think it's 4 years. It could be longer than that, 4 to 8 years. And I kind of feel like maybe Pisces was stuck in like situationships, booty calls, right? Nothing too serious. But now all of a sudden they're crushing or wanting, the possibility of a relationship with someone, and they don't know how to proceed, right? It just kind of feels like somebody here was stuck in a cycle, maybe doing the bare minimum when it comes to love, and I feel like they're wanting that to change. We start with the Four of Pentacles, we arrive at the Nine of Pentacles, and then we end with the Ten of Wands, right? So it's almost like maybe somebody feels like they're the person that they want is, outside of their, attraction zone, right? Above their level, right? Like, how do you crush on a vice president, or how do you crush on a CEO? You know what I mean? So this person could be you, Pisces, or your cross watcher. You're feeling like whomever you're crushing on is outside of the realm of, maybe again, your attraction level. Now here's the message from your crosswatcher, Pisces. You ain't saying nothing, right? So it's almost like this is all secret attraction. You know what I mean? You're attracted to them. You want to maybe, jump their bones or fry their chicken. And your person's like, I don't think Pisces likes me. Oh my God. Right? Somebody, right? There's the Page of Swords. They're curious, but they're not getting a whole lot of information from you. And if you look over here, there are no swords. So Pisces, it kind of feels like you're keeping something very, very, very close to your chest. And I'm hearing Alanis Morissette, You Ought to Know, right? I know what the song was about. Trust me, it's one of my favorite songs. But I heard it belted out by this person as in, I want to know, So Pisces, someone's very much interested in how you feel, what you think. Are you going to make a move? Are you going to ask them out? Are you going to do it? And Pisces like, I don't know if I'm ready. The booty call thing, PhD. I got that down. But how to approach this queen or this king? For a possibility of a relationship? No, I don't even know what that. I don't know how to do that. But I do feel like an offer. You're wanting to make an offer. So if you are a Pisces cross watcher, you're gonna have to treat him like a puppy. And Pisces, there's no offense. Okay. In other words, you're gonna have to soften up. You're gonna have to, put the sword down. Angel said you have fierce communication skills. For some of you, you could be an over talker, right? Um, yeah. Mm. Should I say that? Mm. Let's just say Pisces again could be intimidated by your communication, by your status, by your beauty, by blah blah blah. Could be anything. Okay. Now, am I saying to you show up in work and a ponytail and sweatpants and some flip flops? No, sir. No, ma'am. But I do kind of feel like you definitely are on Pisces' radar. I just kind of feel like your status, your independence, your ability to speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself, call a spade, turn water into wine, right? You just have Jesus qualities. And Pisces is like, I never dated Jesus before, or Jenna, Jesus and Jenna, right? Um, the blockage here is controlling emotions. I think the blockage is that you both are trying to overly control your emotions to the point where nobody can see them. Nobody knows that they exist. Pisces doesn't know you're interested. You don't even know if Pisces is interested. You have had issues with rejection in your past. This could be a Capricorn, um, Scorpio, or a Capricorn, right? Maybe an Aquarius or someone with those signs in their charts. And I feel like you're trying to control your heart. You're trying to make sure you don't present like you're geeked out, like you're chasing Pisces, like you're thirsty for Pisces. Someone over here is working overtime at, presenting well, presenting stable, from a stable standpoint. I'm an executive in my division. I don't want Pisces to know that I'm, writing their name and doodling, Pisces Crosswatcher Jenkins. Right? That's Pisces' last name, by the way. You know how women used to write their person's last name against their name. Um, so yeah. So this is a weird dynamic because on one hand you have power and control on this side, and on the other hand you have, the past that's secretly creeping back up. A past filled with rejection or avoidance or, you know, um, um, rejection. Yeah. And it's almost like I don't want to be rejected again. And if in Pisces' mind, if there was anybody to reject me, it would be the emperor, right? The king of all rejectors. Angels just said, now, baby, because the emperor can also accept you. So what do you see for the outcome of this situation, Spirit? Two of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and Judgment. Somebody needs to work on their insecurities, right? Somebody needs to work on their self-esteem, their confidence. Um, you know, if you see this person as being outside of your station, oh, they Halle Berry cute. I can't date Halle Berry. Why the fuck can't you? Right? Right? And again, this is, Pisces, I know you're melancholic, you know, but with the two of swords and the Five of Pentacles, I feel like you're going to have to ignore your perceived shortcomings to be able to connect with who you want to connect with. So if your shortcomings, your perception, how you see yourself, how you see, your finances, your status, your intelligence, your communicate, whatever that is, Pisces, that you see that you consider a negative or a challenge about yourself, you're going to have to overcome that. You're going to have to overcome that to be able to connect with whomever you're trying to connect with. Yeah, look, you're going to have that strength. And my angels are saying, look, there's the lovers. There's a possibility here. There absolutely is a possibility. But I feel like whatever it is that you're thinking about, either thinking about yourself or thinking about this other person, that's what's keeping you blocked. That's what's keeping you trapped. That's what's keeping you, say, for instance, from moving forward and just making a gesture. We had the Page of Pentacles here. Just say, hey, you know, we got this new project coming in. Maybe we can get together after work over coffee or some chicken nuggets, and we could just talk through the project. And then when you're at coffee and you're talking through the project, so tell me, where are you from? You know what I mean? You start to get to know them. And angels are saying maybe if you're focused on just getting to know them versus writing their last name, right? And versus marrying them, right? If you just break it down to getting to know them, that could help you out, especially with the intimidation. I hope that makes sense. I love you, Pisces. Take care. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hype. Bye.